Good afternoon everyone and welcome to another Content Corner. Thank you very much for joining me. My name's Andy from Global E-Commerce Experts, and the key thing we focus on here is successfully expanding sellers from outside the EU into the EU. Now that's really important to us. Our method is we don't just help people with VAT or warehousing, we want to support sellers along the journey. And I think one of the key things we want to talk to you about today is planning for Q4. What do you need to do to plan for Q4 here in the EU? Now, if you're based outside the EU and your typical markets, let's say you're based in the States, your inventory's in the States, that's really easy. You're really used to making sure that all happens. And because you're in the country, that makes life a little bit easier. But with being in a remote location, in the EU or wherever, you need to think about some of those things perhaps a little bit earlier than you might do. Now, preparing for Q4, really, there's a few things you need to consider. The first thing which is really important is stock level, all right? Now, you probably don't have a crystal ball, but you do have history that you can use that will help you. Now, I think that we've all seen in the last 6 months that the world is no longer the same as what it was this time last year. People are spending online significantly more than what they were. And I think come Q4 leading into Christmas here in the EU, we're going to see a massive jump in the increase in sales. I think I saw one estimate the other day, it was like 45% increase they presumed on online sales just at Christmas this year. Now, if that was to be believed, I think we've got some sellers that are going to have an absolute stonking Christmas because that's going to be absolutely amazing. But that's only going to work if you got stock. Now, I'm not telling you to get 45% extra stock. You have to make that decision based on what history is telling you over the last 12 months. So that's the first thing to consider is how much stock do you need? The next thing to consider is when does the stock need to be here? When's FBA going to close? And are you going to be able to get stock into FBA? So we did a content corner a few weeks ago around FBA closing its doors if you didn't get the IPI number above 400 in for Q3. Now I'm pretty sure that's going to stay in place for the next quarter as well. So there's a chance that you might not even be able to get stock into Amazon. Now if you can't, then obviously we've got a facility here that can support you, but that's up to you and you get in contact whether you need us. So there's two big considerations. The third consideration really is making sure you're making the most of your sales velocity now heading into Q4. So what can you do for the remainder of Q3 to increase your sales velocity to make sure you get as much organic reach as you possibly can leading into Q4? Now there's a few things we've done with our clients in the past. We've got promotions, we've got deals, we've got vouchers, we've got Prime exclusive deals. There's so many things that you could use, and you can use a menagerie of those in order to help see an increase. We did this with one client last year, and with all the vouchers and things we did, they saw a 115% increase in their organic reach alone. And that was amazing to see because although we were doing the vouchers and the discounts and everything else to help increase that sales velocity, and they were still making money on those, the organic reach went up significantly as well. And it just goes to show that when you pay, people pay attention. And in this case, if you're paying Amazon for ads and everything else, then they will pay attention to your product and help to increase your sales velocity. And I think that's really important. There are some other things that are going on that might help. If you're a registered brand, you could use Vine to get more reviews for your products. Again, that's going to help with your sales velocity, your and your brand and the visibility of that. Prime Day, yes, you should have already submitted your information for Prime Day if you wanted to do deals and things for Prime Day. But what Prime Day is going to be able to do is give you an estimation of what you might need for Q4, because we don't actually know Prime Day at the moment. We think it's going to be in October at some point. My guess is around the middle of October and the Monday. So we've got 4 dates in October that could be. So there's 4 Mondays. I think it's the 5th and so on. So I think it'll be the second one personally. But there's no guarantee for that. What we can do is, because we've also got Halloween on the 31st. So there's 2 sort of holidays where there's a slight increase in sales. but you can use Prime Day to give you a gauge of what you might need for the rest of Q4. Now, if it takes 3 months to get stock here, you're going to be out of luck. But if you can get stock here quicker, then you're going to be really, really favourable there. Obviously, that then leads into Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that whole weekend really. And really, that should be Black Cyber Weekend here in the UK, I think, because that is a real significant time for sellers. And you need to really start thinking about what you need to do to put things in place and what promotions you're going to have leading up to that. Now, what promotions you have on those days, we'll do a video for nearer the time. But I really think that for now, the things you need to consider are stock. The things you need to consider is when is FBA, can you get stock to FBA, or did you need a 3PL? And finally, increasing that sales velocity and reviews. That's it from me. Hopefully that's been super useful. These are some top tips from one of our content corners to help you to successfully expand into Europe. My name's Andy from Global E-Commerce Experts, and we're here to successfully expand you into the EU. Thanks for your time. We know it's precious, and we'll speak to you on the next content corner very, very soon.